Friends, the deep sea is a world where the deeper you go, the more terrifying the truth becomes. Creatures that look completely normal near the surface transform into horrifying monsters in the darkness below. This is also the place where scientists have discovered ancient species once believed to be extinct. Creatures we thought only existed in books. But shockingly, some of them are still alive today. So in today's video, we're diving into the 7 most dangerous deep-sea creatures, where human myths start feeling disturbingly real.
Most people get scared after seeing cockroaches or tiny insects in their homes. But imagine if those same creepy bugs suddenly became massive. That's exactly what happens in the deep ocean. Here live giant arthropods called giant isopods, creatures that look like enormous underwater cockroaches. On land, animals from this family are usually very small, but deep inside the ocean, they can grow nearly 50 times larger and weigh hundreds of times more. Some can even reach the size of a rabbit. Scientists call this phenomenon deep-sea gigantism, where creatures living in extreme depths evolve into unusually giant forms. If we look back into history, isopods first appeared hundreds of millions of years ago during the Carboniferous period, when Earth's atmosphere contained far more oxygen than today. Back then, giant arthropods ruled the planet. Car-sized millipedes crawled across the land, enormous dragonflies flew through the skies, and deadly sea scorpions hunted beneath the oceans. As Earth's climate changed, most of these gigantic species disappeared forever. But deep in the ocean, some ancient survivors still remain. The giant isopod is like a living reminder of that prehistoric world, carrying a legacy that has survived for millions of years.
Long ago, sailors traveling across the oceans often spoke about terrifying sea serpents, giant snake-like monsters hiding beneath the waves. For centuries, people believed these stories were only myths, but the truth is far more interesting. Those legends may have actually been inspired by a mysterious deep-sea creature known as the oarfish. This strange fish can grow to unbelievable lengths, sometimes as long as a large truck, making it look like an ancient sea monster emerging from the darkness. Some scientists even believe the deep ocean could still hide creatures much larger than anything humans have ever discovered. Oarfish usually live in the twilight zone of the ocean, where only faint sunlight can reach. In Japan, there's an old belief that seeing an oarfish near the surface is a warning sign for earthquakes or tsunamis, which is why many people call it the doomsday fish. But in reality, these fish are normally seen near the surface only when they are sick, injured, or close to death. So despite the creepy stories, they are not actually connected to natural disasters.
If there's one creature in the deep sea that delivers sudden and brutal death, it's the bobbit worm. This terrifying predator hides beneath the ocean floor, with most of its body buried under sand or mud. The moment a fish swims too close, the worm explodes upward at lightning speed, grabs its prey with deadly jaws, and drags it underground before the victim can even react. What makes this creature even more disturbing is its size. Some bobbit worms can grow incredibly long, almost the length of a small car. Yet because nearly 90% of their body stays hidden beneath the seabed, they often appear much smaller than they really are. And the craziest part? Their regeneration ability. Even if part of their body gets damaged or attacked, they can regrow themselves, almost like something straight out of a superhero movie.
You've probably seen ancient sea monsters in movies, but imagine if one of those creatures still existed today. Deep within the ocean lives the frilled shark, an animal so primitive-looking that it seems like it swam directly out of prehistoric times. Its long, snake-like body can grow around 6 to 7 feet in length, but the real horror lies inside its mouth. The frilled shark has over 300 sharp teeth, all curved backward like hooks. Once prey gets trapped inside, escaping becomes nearly impossible. Its jaws look more like a nightmare trap than the mouth of a normal shark. Scientists believe this species has existed for nearly 80 million years, with very little evolutionary change, which is why it's often called a living fossil. Its hunting technique is equally terrifying. Like a snake, it suddenly lunges forward with its entire body and swallows prey whole. It mainly feeds on squid and smaller fish, while living in the darkest depths of the ocean, places humans can barely explore. That mystery is exactly why the frilled shark still feels like a real-life sea monster.
Fossil evidence shows that during the age of dinosaurs, enormous squid ruled the oceans. Some were powerful enough to hunt even the young of giant marine reptiles. Interestingly, ancient Northern European mythology also spoke about a massive tentacled creature known as the Kraken. For centuries, people thought it was pure fiction. But scientists suspected these legends might have been inspired by real giant squids hiding in the deep sea. And in 2004, that suspicion became reality when a real giant squid was captured on camera for the very first time. Suddenly, something once considered myth became terrifyingly real. These squids can grow up to 40 feet long, about the size of a large shipping container, and they spend most of their lives in extreme ocean depths far beyond human reach. But even deeper in the darkness, around 19,000 feet below the surface, scientists discovered another bizarre creature, the Dumbo octopus. Its appearance is so strange and alien-like that it barely looks real. Even today, scientists know very little about how it survives or what exactly it eats. And honestly, that's the scariest part. If creatures this strange already exist, imagine what might still be hiding in the unexplored parts of the ocean. Now the question is, if giant squids are so dangerous, what hunts them? The answer is the mighty sperm whale. These are among the largest and most powerful predators in the deep sea, growing as large as multiple trucks combined. Scientists believe modern sperm whales are related to an ancient predator called Leviathan, a prehistoric whale that once dominated the oceans millions of years ago. Leviathan was considered one of the deadliest hunters of its time, and may have even competed against the legendary megalodon shark. Over time, Leviathan disappeared, possibly due to environmental changes and lack of prey. But modern sperm whales adapted by hunting in the deepest parts of the ocean, where sunlight never reaches. Even today, they dive into the abyss to battle giant squids. And here's something many people forget. Whales are not fish. They are mammals, which means they must regularly return to the surface to breathe. In fact, history records a shocking event from 1820, when a massive sperm whale attacked and sank a ship called the Essex,
inspiring stories that later influenced the novel Moby Dick.
You may have heard about ancient sharks with bizarre jaws, creatures whose teeth looked more like giant scissors or circular saws than normal mouths. Many of those prehistoric sharks vanished hundreds of millions of years ago. But deep inside the ocean, one terrifying survivor still remains: the goblin shark. This species has existed for nearly 150 million years, earning it the title of another living fossil. Its most horrifying feature is its jaw. In just 0.03 seconds, the goblin shark can launch its jaws outward at incredible speed to snatch prey before it even realizes danger is near. Because of this terrifying attack mechanism, its jaws are considered among the fastest and deadliest in the animal kingdom. And when it comes to appearance, the goblin shark is easily one of the strangest and most nightmare-like creatures alive in today's oceans. The scariest thing about the deep sea is not what we've already discovered, but what may still be hiding down there.